Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to learn how to make a basic skirt pattern. So you need your waist measurement, your hip measurement, your skirt length and your nipple to nipple measurement. So if you don't know how to take these measurements, I have a video on my channel. You can check it out how to take your measurement. So without any further ado, let's get right into this video. Make a horizontal and a vertical line, and then we'll indicate the horizontal line as our waistline. Then from the waistline, we measure the hip line. So that's about 8 to 8.5 depending on your height. So I'm going to use 8.5 for me. So mark it on both sides and join it to make a line. So that will be our hip line. Then we name it the hip line. And after that, we're going to measure the skirt length or the hemline. That is the length of your skirt. So mine is 23. And then you mark it on the other side as well so you can make a straight line. So now that we have all our lines ready, what we're going to do next is to put our measurements on the line. So first you divide the circumference of your waist into 4, and my waist is 27, so quarter of my waist will be 6 3/4. So you mark it there. And other people like to put that in the front, but I don't like to put the that in the front, so I'll just mark that and go to the hip line and also divide it by 4, and mine is 9 3/4. My hip is 39. So with the hem, it depends on how pencil you want it. So I'm going to measure 8 because I want it really pencil, or 8.5, yeah. So that one will depend on you. So after you've put in all the measurements, now we have to join them. So I'll use my French curve to make that hip curve over there, because you know the hip is not straight, it's a bit curved. So then I'll use my straight rule to join the lower side of the skirt. I'm trying to smoothen it a little bit because we don't want that sharp curve there. So our front skirt is almost done. Now we move to the waist, and then I was trying to extend the line a little bit because we still have to put in some measurements there. So measure 1/2 inch upwards. Then mark it on that line where the 1/2 inch ends. Then with the French curve, try to curve it a little bit to the center front, because the waist is not straight, so it has to curve a little bit. So we do that, and our front skirt is almost done. Now what we have to do next is to add allowances. So I'm going to have add half an inch allowance to all the sides. So mark half an inch, or it depends on how much you want to add. So I'm adding it to all the sides. And then 1 inch to the hemline. So what I'm going to do next is to use the ruler to join all the lines. And the waistline was a bit out of focus, so I was just adding allowance there as well. So with the hemline, in order to avoid shortage, I'm going to show you how to add the allowance there. I mean the side allowance, yeah. So that's the hem allowance, and then I'm going to make a crease on the sewing line. And just watch what I'm doing. Maybe I might not be able to explain it really well, so just watch what I'm doing. I'll try my best to explain it whilst I do it. So after you've had the crease, then now you can fold it to the front part. I did it to the other side so that I'll know where exactly the line is. So now I'll take my ruler and pen, then draw that line. You know, when you fold it to hem, it has to fall exactly on it. So if you're going to make just a straight line, then there's going to be short of fabric, and then you struggle with sewing your hem. So when you do this, it becomes really easy because it's the same, width as the hem is the same width as the main skirt, if you understand what I'm saying. So you do this, and then you see that the hem allowance is not straight, it's a bit slanted. So now cut away the excess paper, and then our front skirt is ready. So we don't need that extra paper in the center front because the center front will be cut on fold. So cut that away and make the cut on fold symbol there so that you don't forget it's supposed to be cut on fold. So do that and name the center front CF. I'm going to do. Then I'll just put front on the skirt so that I know it's the front pattern. So now I'm going to trace the lines, the waistline, the hip and the hemline onto another brown paper for the back skirt. So do that, and let's start with the back. So that you're also going to put in all the measurement, the waist measurement, the hip measurement, and the hem and the hem measurement, like how pencil you want it. So also remember to put in a zip allowance, which I did. Mine was 1 inch. So that is where I have the zip written. And then indicate your lines, the waistline, hip line, and hem line. So it's time to put in the measurement. With the back, I'm going to add a dart. So it's only the front I don't add a dart because when I add a dart, I feel like it's a bit baggy there. So I usually eliminate the dart from the front. So I would add 1 inch to the waistline for the dart allowance. Then now I'll join the lines. So now we move to the waistline and then we extend it like we did to the front. Oh, sorry, I'm going to put in the dart. So you need your hip nipple to nipple measurements. Mine is 4, so you measure 4. From the center front, you measure 4. And then the dart length will be 5 inches. So you measure 5 inches from the waist downwards. And then make a straight line. And then on the waist, the measure for half an inch on both sides of the center of the dart. So half an inch, and then join it to the end of the line to form the dart. So it's really easy to put in the dart. Yes, see, it's so easy. So now to the waistline, we go up half an inch like we did to the front pattern. Half an inch. And then now we're going to also do something in the center back. So after you've joined this one, then we'll go to the center back. So from the waistline at the center back, we go down 1/4 of an inch. Mark 1/4 of an inch, and then you join that place to there. Sometimes the words are not coming, so it's better to look at the video. It explains even much better than the words. So yeah. So yeah, and then extend the line to the zip allowance. Yeah. So the back pattern is almost done. All we have to do is to add our allowances, half an inch as well. And then at the hemline, remember to add 1 inch because we added 1 inch to the front pattern. So if you're going to add 2 inches at the front, you add it at the back as well. So mark your half inches allowance. And then join the lines. Extend the dart lines. So we're going to do same, measure 1 inch for the hem allowance, and then like we did for the front, do same to the back. Fold it to form a crease and then fold it onto the other side. Then imitate that line and then cut it. yeah, so that is it. And then you cut the extra paper away. So yeah, our back pattern is also ready. You can see that everything is aligned. So you indicate it as the center back, and that is the back pattern. So that is the end of our tutorial, the front and the back pattern. This is really easy to make, and yeah, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up.